For cheap and reliable Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins, check out EasyMut.com and use code SPORTS for 5% off your entire order. What's up guys, it's Duke here from SportsGamers.com. In today's Madden 21 tip, I'm going to break down the most dominant defense in Madden 21 that you can use to stop any offense, the run, or the pass. So I'm going to be looking at the 4-6 normal formation on defense. I like to use it at the 4-6 playbook on defense, and I love the 4-6 normal because it's one of the only formations on defense in Madden 21 that you can truly stop everything, guys. A lot of people this year will like to, put running backs and tight ends in a receiver so they can come out in passing formations and audible down to runs. Well, at the 4-6 normal and when you use the speed package, you can definitely, get DBs on the field, but at the same time stop people from running the ball, passing the ball. You can stop shotgun runs like inside zones. You can stop under center runs like stretch and dive. You can stop RPOs, and you can stop passing offenses too. So truly, we can do it all. So the play I'm going to look at is going to be the cover one hole. Guys, I'm going to show it to you against a few different looks, and I will tell you guys that the personnel you're going to want to use with this defense is important. So I do like to use the speed package, and what I do on my defense is if I have linebackers that are good pass rushers, I actually sub them in as my defensive ends in my depth chart. So you see here with the Broncos, I put Von Miller and Bradley Chubb as my defensive ends in my depth chart. And then I've moved my defensive ends to my D-tackle position for some better pass rush. So you see I have Casey and Harris that are at D-tackle in my depth chart. Now, this is definitely a great defense to use if you have some good DBs, especially if you play Mutt, man. You can load up your secondary, and it's just really, really tough to beat. So this cover one hole, we can set it up a few different ways. Now, guys, I have ways that I can blitz. I love the 4-6 normal because I can blitz both sides. I can blitz just one side or the other. Or I can drop back in coverage, all with showing the offense the same look. So it's a very confusing defense to face because you never know if I'm blitzing, I'm playing coverage, if I'm blitzing which side, if I'm playing coverage, what coverage I'm playing. And at the same time, we can always stop any run and pass. So it's very, very, very easy to use and very flexible. So I think this and probably the big nickel over G are the best defenses in the game right now. I'm about to get into the setup in a second here, but I will tell you guys, we do have our 4-6 normal defensive guide out. This is the best defensive guide in the game. If you guys are looking to get better at defense, you definitely need to check this out. It breaks down everything you need to know to get better at defense, and we have it available on sportsgamers.com. I will drop the link to check it out in the description and also pin it in the comments. But without further ado, I want to give you a quick sample of the coverage I like to run from this play. So we're going to go ahead, what I like to do, press coverage. And when I press, after that I shade over the top. And to do that, I just hit the coverage audible, which on PlayStation, that's triangle. If on Xbox, that's Y. And we're going to go ahead and just hit up on the right analog stick to shade over the top. This makes sure that, we just don't get beat off the press, like any quick releases for easy touchdowns. The next thing I'm going to do is the DB who's manned up on the running back, I'm going to put him in a curl flat. And to do that, the curl flat is just to the right on the left analog stick. And then the opposite DN, first of all, I'm going to crash the D-line outside, slant them outside. So to do that, I hit to the left on the D-pad and up on the right analog stick. And I'm going to put the defensive end opposite the purple. We put the guy man up to the running back. I'm going to put him in a curl flat too, which is, again, right on the left analog stick. So I'm going to control this hook zone over the middle of the field. So at this point, I'm rushing 3. I have a curl flat on each side of the field, and I have a deep safety, so I shouldn't really have to worry about much, but just routes over the middle of the field with my user. Now, guys, if they do send the running back out, I will have to guard him, but most of the time, again, because in this formation, I will mix in blitzes that will show in the defensive guide on sportsgamers.com, but most of the time, they'll have to block their running back because they never know if we could be blitzing or not, so that plays in our hands very well. So let's just take a look at this. I'm going to go up against a few different plays here just to show you how it works in some different formations, but I really like this formation because, as you guys can see here, the coverage is blanketed, and we do get some good pressure from the D-line. You will get, the more pressure you get by the D-line, this kind of depends upon how good your pass rushers are. When you're just sending 3 here, we do have ways, like I said, to get untouched players with blitzes, but this is some good block shed for just rushing 3. And keep in mind, guys, you can always adjust the curl flat depth with the zone drop adjustment. Personally, when I'm running this defense, I like to start with them about 20, 25, and then, I will kind of change it up depending upon what my opponent is doing. Putting them at 20 and 25 kind of just defends the crossing routes and deep corners very, very well. And you guys are going to see that here. If I run, let's say here we go ahead and run like PA shot wheel, which is a great play to use against people that, are playing a lot of zone, has a good crossing route, but, it also beats man. This play will defend it very well, though, because of our purple. So, again, you guys, you can see here, we're going to go ahead and do 2 purples, and just like this, crash our D-line out. We're going to press and shade over the top. Now, again, remember, we're playing on this hook zone, so we're leaving the running back unguarded. If he does go out, that would be our job. But, again, most of the time, people just leave him in because they know that this route, is really not necessary because of the fact that we can blitz them. So a lot of times they'll just let him block to try to take care of the blitz if we do blitz. So that is important to note. Now, if you expect to pass, you also can pass commit. That's another adjustment you can do. But let's just take a look at how this defends the crossing route very, very well. And also remember, this post route that Sanu is running is definitely a great man beater. So you guys could see that, we have all that locked up. There's really nothing open. I mean, my user doesn't really have to even do much because the field is just blanketed. Now, one thing I will say is against these trips formations, you're kind of showing man coverage because we do have all the defenders lined up over the receivers. As you can see here on the right side, we do have 3 defensive players lined up over each receiver. So we're kind of giving away we're in man, but that's honestly fine because man coverage is so dominant this year, really. Against most players, if you know how to play man coverage well, you can just stick in man. And like you can see here, you can see that, our crossing route, while it's getting open, this purple zone is kind of just sitting right here waiting for it. This route right here, normally it's a man beater, but Sanu just really doesn't have the, needed attributes to get open on it. But even if he did, we have a safety sitting right here. The streak's covered. The drag is covered up pretty decently, and my user doesn't even have to do anything. But meanwhile, as I said here, guys, a lot of times when you're running this defense, just even rushing 3, you'll get a quick shed just like this, and there'll be nowhere to go with the ball. Like as you guys can see here, there's literally nowhere for Cam Newton to even look to go to the ball. Everything's pretty much blanketed. If you look in the secondary, nobody's open, and we're getting in here for the quick sack. So, I mean, this is just really, 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 really solid defense. There's not much you can do against it. So if you want to take a look at this against a few different more formations, you can also see that it's going to stop the inside zone very, very well. If someone tries to run the inside zone, we got great defense for that. And this is something, like I said, you can use against 3 receiver formations, 2 tight end formations. Doesn't really matter. If you're worried about, the personnel, you can always just cut the speed package off. If they're coming out too heavy of sets. But, if you're not really worried about that, you can just easily leave it on. And it's just, like I said, it's a very dominant defense. So, again, here we're going to press shade over the top. We're going to crash our D-line out. We're going to purple these guys right here. And that's really all we have to do. Now, against the inside zone, I mean, there are ways you can shoot it. But even if you don't rely on shooting it with your user, just honestly, guys, the way the 4-6 normal is, it's very, very difficult to get anything on it. You guys can see here, I was just able to shoot in there myself. But even if you don't do that, if you're not good at stopping the run manually, you can still just rely on the 4-6 normals formation because it's a really good run defense to defend it well itself. But basically, guys, you just want to shoot in the A-gap. And as you guys can see here, I do that. And it's really, really easy once you get the hang of it. Honestly, there's different gaps you can shoot out of the 4-6 normal with different defensive setups from different plays. Depending upon what run they use, there's always a gap you can shoot. So, you never really have to worry about giving up the run because you can stop it with your user. And even if you don't, as you guys can see here, the 4-6 normal, I mean, it's just good run defense. You got a lot of people in the box. You're going to get good sheds. Even if I don't make this tackle, I have number 27. He's right there. These DBs are shedding as we speak. I mean, there's not really much going on. If someone wants to audible down, like a lot of people will, you still do have really, really good run defense. Now, I will say, guys, in the guide, I do break down different blitzes and different run defenses and different coverages from other plays. This is just one simple setup I like that's very easy to use against all types of different offenses. One more example we'll show is under center. And guys, if you're liking my content, also make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss out when our videos go live, man. We do videos pretty much every day. A lot of great content you're not going to want to miss. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this against under center. Again, same setup. I'm just pressing, shading over the top. I crash my D-line or slant them outside. I purple the guy that's manned up on the running back, and then I purple the opposite D end. It's usually this guy right here. Now, let's say that they did send the running back out on a route for once. Honestly, a lot of the time, I'm just not even worried about it because we do have a purple on each side of the field. So, I mean, it's not like if he hits the flats, he's going to be unguarded. The one thing I do worry about, though, is if they put him on like a Texas route or something over the middle of the field. If they do send him over the middle of the field, I then do need to watch him. But if I just see him like going into the flats, honestly, most of the time I don't even care because, yeah, they could throw it to him. But remember, guys, I have a curl flat kind of right there. So, like, they can dump it off to him and get short yardage. But, you know, the curl flat will be there. Also, remember, this is a great defense to get block sheds. So, again, they're not going to just have time to scan the field. But, I mean, at the end of the day, yes, I could go guard this myself if I really felt like it. But, I mean, see there, they could throw it to him. This guy could come up and make the tackle pretty easily. Will he get about 10 yards? Yes. But, you know, if they just do that once in a while, it's not that big of a deal. Now, obviously, if they keep doing it, then yes, you will need to guard him. And also, always be aware if he goes over the middle of the field, because that will be our job here. Kind of just acting like I'm going to guard the drag, and then I go back to take that tight end angle route, which is a really nice route. By the time that happens, the quarterback is sacked. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this defense. I promise you guys, you need to look at the 4-6 normal with the ability to run the speed package and all the other really nice things you can do from it, which there's a lot we show in the guide. You can lock down any offense in the game, and not many formations on defense can do that this year with the way people can audible based upon their personnel and make you defend the shotgun run and pass, and then also the audible down game to the under center run and pass. It can be really, really challenging. So there's very few formations that you can legitimately run all game against anything, and this is one of them. So hope you guys enjoy. We'll see y'all next time with some great Madden 21 tips.